What's up, guys? My name is Ty Zen. Well, welcome to the cryptocurrency.market channel. This channel specializes in helping investors grow their portfolio to a 7, 8, 9-figure portfolio. All right. It's been a while since I've been broadcasting on our English channel, guys, because I've been busy building the Zen Palace for my family in the beach city of Da Nang in the central part of Vietnam. And this week the Bitcoin price broke above 73,000 and set a new all-time highs, and it broke above 74,000 and it broke above 75,000, and as I'm talking right now the price on Binance is 76,000, above 76,000. So it's been a long time since I've been broadcasting, like I said, because I've been so busy building our Zen Palace. I did not realize that building a 2,500 square foot home or a 2,500 square meter home outside the U.S., and in the U.S. that would be over 20,000 square foot mega mansion, would suck up all my time. As you guys can see on the camera, I look tired, I'm exhausted. It's been 4 months of construction, and I've probably aged 20 years, okay, in dealing with all the contractors and all the engineers and all the technicians that's involved in building the Zen Palace. But I wanted to take this time out and share with you guys some very, very critical mistakes that people make when taking profits. Since the beginning, we've always made this channel to share our trading and investing experiences that help us change our life. That's why we keep saying it's life-changing profits. And the topic of this video is how to take profits that changes your life, or how to really achieve life-changing profits. So next month I'm going to be 54 years old, and my balls do not produce the same testosterone that it used to produce when I was younger. So I didn't realize it affects my memory so much. Okay, so I'm going to do my best to share what I remember on how our team made life-changing profits. But if I get it inaccurate, then I'll make another video in the future to correct it. Okay. So there's three situations that you guys, three categories that all you guys that follow our channel are in. Okay. If you're in the same category that as the Thai food team, as like me and Leon, then it's probably best that you come visit us in Vietnam or in China and talk to us directly if you have any issues with your investing strategy or plan. The three categories I'm going to talk about are the people that were in our situation when we just started out. Okay, so I'm going to start from the lowest category first. And if there's more than three categories, we'll talk about it too, okay? So the first category of people are the people that are new to crypto. And I want to talk about that category of people first. The people that are new to crypto, there are two things that they need to pay attention to. And these are the people that in America, they probably started out with, in the developed countries, they start out with like $5,000 or $10,000 or more, all right? And then in the less developed countries, they probably start out with like $1,000 or more, okay? And I want you guys to pay attention real closely to the actions that our team took when we were in that level of finance, or when we had that much money, what we did, when we had that much money, what we did, and when we had bigger amounts of money, what we did, okay? So pay attention real closely, and I'm going to do my best to share it with you guys. So the people that are just starting out, and this is the first time you're in crypto, this is your first bull market, the most important thing that you need to pay attention to if you are in a country that taxes crypto, you gotta pay attention to how to take profits to reduce your taxes. For example, like if you held Bitcoin, and this applies to all coins, all right, but I'm gonna use Bitcoin as an example. For example, if you hold Bitcoin for less than 12 months in most Western countries, that is considered short-term capital gains. Short-term means it's less than 12 months. Capital gain means that you made money from investing your money. You didn't make money from working a job or going to the office to work or going to the factory to work, okay? So you're getting an income from your capital or your money. So the way the government taxes you on that is that if you hold the asset for more than 12 months, for less than 12 months, they consider that short-term gain or short-term capital gain. And you have to pay the taxes on that at the same rate that you pay on your ordinary income, which means your 9-to-5 job, your day job income tax, right? So it's the same. So for example, when I was working in the U.S., right, and my wife and I, we filed a joint tax return. So we paid an average of probably around 28%, somewhere right underneath 30% in income tax for our family. So that's fairly high for a family to pay. That means that every $100 that we make, we have to give the tax man $28 so they can send it to Ukraine, so that Ukraine can send it back to their friends to pay for the missiles and bombs to go kill people. And we don't like that, okay? So if you live in a country where they use your tax money to go bomb people, right? You need to really plan how you take profits. That's like the number one priority that you should have, okay? In the Western countries like the U.S., I do not remember the capital gains tax rate. Let me just pull it up here so I don't say the wrong numbers, okay? All you gotta do is just search for capital gains rate for 2025 or something, okay? So I'm getting this information from the Kiplinger.com, and the 2025 capital gains tax rate is for married couples, right, is $96,000. Married filing jointly is $96,000. So that means that you can take, as a family, you can take profits on your crypto. If you held it longer than 12 months, you get a better tax rate because the government, gives you a better tax rate. And it's not really the government; it's the rich people in America and the Western countries that make these tax laws. So they make it so it's profitable for them, right? So basically, if you're a single person and you held the Bitcoins for more than 12 months, you can get zero taxes for the first $48,000. And if you're married filing jointly as a family, then the first $96,000 is zero taxes, okay? And then from 96,000 to like 600,000 in profits, that's 15%, right? So if you are a early first-time investor, right, you should not focus on trying to make life-changing profits first. You should prioritize reducing your tax rate first. Okay, that's the first thing. And I'm not a certified financial planner or advisor or an accountant. I'm not certified or licensed for anything in any country. Okay, so I'm just telling you guys what the mistakes that we made on our team, and I'm just sharing it with you guys. And then you guys use that information how you guys want, right? So after the first thing you guys need to prioritize is your taxes and reduce it so that you have more capital to invest in the next cycle. The second thing that you need to prioritize when you're a first-time beginning investor in the crypto market is the second thing is taking profits so that you have enough ammo and enough capital to invest in the bear market. So in the Taifu investing system that we teach, right, there you have 3 buckets of money, right? You have your your expense bucket, you have your ammo bucket or your capital bucket, and then you have your portfolio, okay, or your HODL bucket. So this is where you invest your money. This is where your capital comes from, and this is the money, the expenses where you pay your bills every day, right? So right here, if you have a day job, then the money from your day job is going into the expense bucket to pay your monthly expenses for your living expenses, right? So the money that you save up or you have extra from your day job, you put it into the ammo bucket or the capital bucket, and you take this money and you invest it into the markets, right? So when you do that, when this grows bigger, you need to take some of this profits and put it back over here. You should not take the profits from here and put it into your expense bucket, okay? You need to know how much you need to be able to quit your day job and retire early. You have the option to retire early. Some of you guys that are watching this channel, most of you guys are educated, college educated, engineers, and college graduates. So your income is, you know, you guys have a good income. So you guys may not want to just quit your job right away, okay? Some of you guys have a six-figure, you know, $100,000, $200,000 income. You might want to continue keeping that, right? So the first thing you do is you take this money when you make a profit. Let's say you invested $10,000, and let's say it grows to $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, right? You're going to take profits from this, and you're going to put it right here into your capital bucket, and you leave it there, and you save it there, and you wait for the market to crash 40, 50, 60% again, and you take this and you go buy back the crypto and put it back in this bucket and go to the next cycle. And within 2 to 3 cycles, I believe that there's a high probability that you're going to retire after 2 to 3 cycles in the crypto market, right? Or in any market, even in the stock market. The crypto market right now is more profitable, so I would encourage everyone to focus on the crypto market instead of the stock market, all right? And as far as the real estate market goes, I do not care for that because we're taking a similar risk, but the profit potential is not the same, right? So be aware of that, guys. Those are the two things that you need to prioritize: reducing your taxes and taking that money and putting it into your capital bucket so you have enough money to buy back in when Bitcoin crashes 30, 40, 50, 60%, right? That's what a beginning investor should do in this bull market, right? They should not focus on Lambos. They should not focus on stupid-ass Rolex watches, right? They should not focus on jewelry, stupid-ass jewelry. These are all dumb shit, okay? In the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right, Robert Kiyosaki teaches that these are all doodads, okay? All right? I'm going to tell you straight up what it is. They're all stupid shit, okay? When you have so much fucking money that you don't know what the fuck to do with it, then that's when you go buy stupid shit like this for fun, okay? But when you're not retired yet, that's not the time to be going out to buy Lambos and Ferraris and stupid-ass Rolexes, okay? Focus on severing your ties and severing your umbilical cord and unshackle the chains from the corporate world first, from your day job, before you go spend stupid money on stupid shit, okay? So that's what I need to say to the beginning traders and investors out there that's following our channel. Now I want to talk about the second group of traders and investors, okay? These are the group of people that are not new to the markets. These are the people that have already been in the markets and they did not take profits in the previous markets. They did not take profits in 2014, okay? Like our team did not take profits in 2014, and that's where we messed up. But we learned from that, and we realized we cannot make that life-changing mistake again. So in 2017, we took profits, and then we retired, okay? And then we took profits again in 2022. So in this second category of investors that I'm talking to right now, right, you are the guys that had an opportunity to take profits in 2014, but you didn't. You had an opportunity to take profits in 2017, but you didn't. You had an opportunity to take profits in 2022, and you didn't. And now it's 2024. It's so close to the end of the year that I'm going to say that this bull market will probably peak out in 2025, okay? So these are the people I'm talking to in the second category. If you did not take profits in previous bull markets, you need to know what your living expenses are. So before I retired, I knew that my living expenses were about $4,000 US a month, multiply that times 12, that's 12 months, right? So in the 12 months, let me pull up my trusty calculator here, right? So if I take 4,000 times 12 months, right? That equals $48,000. $48,000 divided by 0.05, okay? So that means that I need about $960,000, right? And if I earn 5% interest on that, then I can gain about $48,000, right? We can round the 48,000 to 50,000, and 50,000 divided by 0.05, which is 5%, that makes about $1 million, right? So at that time, I know that I needed to put away $1 million so I can earn 5% interest on it, and then I can get the early retirement, okay? In Vietnam right now, at the time that I was planning all this, right, the interest rates in America were paying less than 1% because of the low interest rates, and then outside of America, in Vietnam, they were paying about 8.25, 8.3, 8.4, 8.5% interest because the inflation is a lot higher in Vietnam, right? So you need to plan these things out and know what your living expenses are each month and each year. Once you have that number, that's one of the most critical numbers that when you want to make life-changing profits, you need to know what your number is. Right now, oh, by the way, at that time, I had one wife, I only had one wife, and I had 2 kids. So a family of 4, I needed $4,000 per month to have a decent lifestyle, okay, a decent living, and be able to take care of the food and shelter and health care for my family. Now, because I still only have one wife, but I got 4 kids now, so we have a family of 6, and then there's a few other people that in my family in Vietnam that I have to take care of and support, and so because of that, it comes out to be about 10 people. Let's say a minimum of 10 people, right? I have to take that to feed and house and take care of their health care every month. So that's $10,000 per month. So I take that 10,000 times 12. That means I need $120,000, right? And then plus or minus a few $1,000s. But I'm going to use 120,000. So if 120,000 divided by 0.05, that means that I need 2.4 million, right, in the bank, so that to earn the interest for that. Now, there's a lot of things that you guys can do, like if you have a job and you like it, and let's say that you need $10,000 a month, but your job already makes $5,000, right? Then that means that you need another $5,000. Okay, so there's lots of variables that you guys can calculate, and you just have to sit down and talk to someone that's knowledgeable about that, and then plan it out. But for the people that did not take profits in a previous bull market, the thing that you need to do, okay, is similar to what we did, okay? When we did not take profits in 2014, we really regretted that because we had an opportunity to retire early. If we took profits in 2014, we probably could have retired maybe 2 to 3 years earlier, okay? So I retired at 44 years old, okay? If I took profits in 2014, I could have probably retired at 40 or 41 years old, okay? But that mistake was already made, so I cannot fix that mistake, okay? But what I did was I fixed it in the next bull market in 2017. I calculated how much money I needed to retire, what my monthly expenses are and what my annual expenses are, and I did the math, and it's very important, guys, that you guys do this. It's so important that if you know the number that you need, life-changing profits is about making a profit that changes your life. So if you have an opportunity to take profits and change your life, I strongly recommend that you consider it, okay? That you consider that, right? Ask yourself, like, let's just say that your portfolio grows to $2 million and you can put $1 million in a 20-year U.S. Treasury right now, right? And it's paying like, I'm not sure what it's paying, but it's close to 5%. Let me see what the rates are right now. Okay, it's around 4. It's a little bit over 4%. Okay, so if you guys have a $2 million portfolio and you ask yourself, okay, let's say that Bitcoin's at $76,000 and I have a $2 million portfolio. I can leave that. Let's say that I anticipate that Bitcoin's going to go up, let's say 1 more X or 2X or 3X. Okay, whatever the multiple is that you guys think that Bitcoin's going to go up to, I want you guys to do some simple math and ask yourself, okay, if I have $2 million right now and I take out $1 million and I put it into a 20-year U.S. Treasury, I can get an annual income of $43,000 a year for the next 20 years. Is that more life-changing to me? So I can quit my job and just live off of $43,000 a year? Or is it more life-changing to me to keep that $2 million and let it go up another, let's say, 2x, right? So now that 2 million becomes 4 million, right? So the 2 million becomes 4 million. No, that's just 1x, right? Let's go. It goes up to 6 million. You have 2 million right now, and it goes up to 6 million, right? If you do that, yes, you have $6 million, but is it life-changing for you? How long do you want to take that risk? The question is, do you want to take that risk, okay, that it does not go to 6 million and then it crashes 50% from here? Which is more life-changing, right? On one hand, if I hold that $2 million and it goes up 3x and I have $6 million, what can I do with that $6 million, right? That's great. If I have $6 million, that's great. However, what happens if that $2 million crashes 70, 80, 90%? We don't know. Nobody knows what the future is going to happen. There's 2 things that nobody knows, okay? There's 2 questions that nobody knows the answer to in the markets. The first question is when, and the second question is how much, okay? When is the bull market over, or when is the bear market over? When does the bear market start? When does the bull market start? Nobody knows the answer to that, and if they do, they're full of shit, okay? The second question is how much profit? How much? How much profit am I going to make? How much am I going to lose? How much profit am I going to make, right? Those 2 questions nobody knows the answer to, right? So because of that, it's very important that if I have the 2 million right now and I can take profits on and take out $1 million and put it in the bank or put it in U.S. Treasuries and live off of that interest, that is more life-changing to me than to not know what the future is going to be and then risk the market crashing 50, 60, 70% on me. Now, is the likelihood that the market going to crash 50, 60% right now after Trump just got elected? That probability is very low, okay? That probability is low, and we just set new highs in the crypto market, so the probability of that happening is low, okay? However, regardless if it's low or not, we still need to consider, like, hey, I'm in the markets to make life-changing profits so it can change my life and my family life, and I have an opportunity right now. Why am I not taking advantage of that, right? Another thing that I want to share with you guys is that when I first took profits, right, I was waiting to make millions and millions and millions of dollars and become a billionaire and a multi-billionaire and stuff, right? So I had these dreams and these illusions, right? And the difference is between a dream, an illusion, a reality, right, is what can you actually do? Most human beings have never spent $1 million, okay? Most human beings have never even spent $100,000, okay? Most people. right? Even when people say that I went out there and bought a house for $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $800,000, $1,000,000, when people say that, they didn't actually pay cash for it, right? Like when I say that, when I finished building the Zen Palace and I paid $5 million to build the Zen Palace in Vietnam, I actually paid cash for it. I didn't go and get it financed and borrow money from it, you know. But that's an extremely, 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 extremely rare situation. It is extremely rare that someone pays just cash for their home, okay, like that. It's extremely, extremely rare, okay? Most people go and borrow money to do that, okay? And the reason why I'm telling you that is because whether you have $1 million now or $6 million 5 years from now, the time that it takes for a human being that is not a stupid ass, right? A normal human being with half of a pea brain, okay, is not going to spend $1 million in 5, 6, 7 years. It takes time. Like, I might say that the Zen Palace construction, right? The land and the home construction is going to cost around $5 million, right? But that took me about 6 years to deploy all that money. Like I could not, even if you paid me to deploy that much money in 5 months or 6 months or 1 year, I would not be able to do it. Because what I realized after I started building, after I retired, was that when we live, when we're poor, holy crap. So the safety laws in Vietnam are much different than the U.S. So as I'm talking here, I'm on the 5th floor of this hotel restaurant here, and right in front of me outside the window, these guys, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys with jackhammers, and they're chipping away at this brick wall, and they're not using a crane, they're not using anything. There's like 2 or 3 guys pulling on the wall with a rope, and these guys are chipping away, and the wall just collapsed. They're doing demolition on this building, and the wall just collapsed, and they're like hauling ass, they're running and shit, so it's funny as hell. And the wall just collapsed. That's what distracted me. Anyway, the reason why I say that it takes several years to deploy $1 million, right, is I don't want you guys to make the mistake that our team made, and we kept sitting there waiting for the markets to go higher and higher and higher so we can have millions and millions and millions of dollars, right? The reason why I say that you don't need to do that is because the reality is, even if you had it, you cannot deploy that money that quick, right? I mean, even if you wanted to buy $1 million property, right, or build $1 million home, if you build it, that's going to take several years in America. It's going to take 2, 3 years to build $1 million home in America. In Vietnam, that's going to take about a year. If you want to buy a home that's already built already, that's going to take probably 3, 4, 5 months of research for you to buy that house. And then after that, it's going to take you another 2, 3 months or so, 1 to 3 months to close the contract, to close the deal on the house and move in and then settle in. So it's going to take almost a year, even if you want to buy $1 million property in America, right? So what I'm saying is that there's the mistake that our team made was that we sat there on our money hoping that it'll grow bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger so we can get super, super duper rich, and so we can hang out with Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and stuff, right? But the reality is you don't need to do that. The reality is we don't need to do that, because whether you have $1 million now or 5 or 10 or $20 million, you, a normal human being, will not be able to deploy that money that quick, okay? If I gave you guys $1 million right now and you're a financially prudent human being, you're not going to go out there and spend all that money before the next bull market. It's really, really difficult to do that. It's not easy like people think. When I was growing up, I see people on TV, in the movies, online, in the media, in the newspapers, in the magazines. They live all this luxury and lavish lifestyle and stuff. And I used to think that when you have money, you can just go and do these things, right? Instantly. Like, you want to buy a Lambo, you want to buy $1 million house, you want to buy a big mansion or something like that, it can just happen instantly, right? But the reality is that it is not that easy, okay, to deploy that amount of money quickly, okay? In countries like America, you can deploy that amount of money much easier. Like, for example, if I wanted to buy a $200,000 Lambo in America, that'll probably take a couple of weeks, right? 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm done. In Vietnam or in Thailand, that could take 6 months or a year before I can actually get that Lambo that I want. And the Lambo costs about $800,000. The same Lambo that costs $200,000 in America or Dubai would cost me about $800,000 in Vietnam or in Thailand, right? So because of that, we have optimized our life, and our team is focusing on creating a better quality of life. And yes, we can hold that money so that it can go higher, but we always ask ourselves, the money can go higher, but is it going to make a difference and improve our quality of life? And most of the time, the answer is not really, because even if we had that money, we still cannot deploy it. So like right now, the thing that's going to improve my quality of life is to finish the Zen Palace construction so I can move my family in and live in there. That will improve my quality of life. And that's not going to happen for another probably 6 months, right? Because it's going to take about a year to construct the Zen Palace, okay? So because of that, I encourage that you guys that did not take profits the last time, really evaluate how much your living expenses are and ask yourself, if I take profits right now, how will it change my life? Can I retire early? Can I buy my home early, construct my home early? Can I move to Vietnam or Thailand or to the Philippines or to Mexico to retire, or to Colombia or something and retire early? Is that a bigger change, a bigger impact on the quality of my life versus just making millions of dollars just to say I made millions of dollars, right? So the first scenario, the first category of people that I want to share with is the people that are new to the markets, and what they should focus on is reducing their taxes and focus on taking profits, not to spend or not to use, but to put in their ammo bucket, and so they have money to buy back the crypto when the market crashes 40, 50, 60%. The second category of people are the people who made the mistake of not taking profits in a previous cycle, right? And I know some of you guys are thinking like, hey Ty, I did not make enough money to retire yet, so that's why I didn't take profits. If you are one of those people that say that, then you need to realize that even if you do not have enough money in your portfolio to retire early, you still need to take profits and put it into your ammo bucket so that you can use that money to have more ammunition and more capital to buy more crypto in the next bear market when it crashes 40, 50, 60%, right? So that's the second category of people. Either take profits this time so that you can change your life, or if you don't have enough money to retire yet or change your life yet, then take profits to fill up your ammo bucket so that you have enough money for the next bear market, and hopefully you can retire in the next bull market and come to the beach city of Da Nang so that we can drink fresh coconut together and swim in the beautiful beaches over here, right? Now the third category of people that I want to talk about are the people that took profits in a previous cycle and they bought back in 2023 like we said and followed us and bought back into the crypto market in 2023. And what happened is now your portfolio is much bigger and you already took profits that changed your life, and either it changed your life but you still were not able to retire yet, or it changed your life because you did take out enough profits to retire. I'm talking about those group of people right here, okay? These are the people that did not take profits in the previous cycle. These are the people that did take a profit in the previous cycle and it did change their life. For these people, I still recommend that you figure out what your monthly and annual living expenses are, so that this time you can really take profits to really be able to make a big change in your life. The first time that our team took profits, that was life-changing. We were able to retire early. However, there was always that lingering negativity in the back of our head, thinking that, is this luck? Is this going to continue happening? You know, I took out enough profit so that I can have a $50,000 a year income, right? And what we realize is that when we take out a bigger chunk to increase that 50,000 a year to like 60 or 70 or 80,000 a year, right? What it did was it helped relieve the stress in our minds. Okay, so the people that are in this third category where you took profits in a previous group, I highly recommend that you really, really look and evaluate what is it that you're still worried about? What is it that still concerns you from a financial perspective? Or what is it that concerns you in your life or in your current family right now? And ask yourself, can money solve that problem? Okay, I'll use an example. Okay, I'll use an example. So I bought a riverfront condo in a home in downtown Bangkok next to the most luxurious shopping center in Southeast Asia. It's called Icon Siam Shopping Mall. Okay, if you've been to Thailand, you will know what I'm talking about. If you haven't been to Thailand, you need to go and check out the most luxurious shopping center in all of Southeast Asia. It's called Icon Siam. Okay, so during that time, during the COVID lockdown, my family was very stressed out because my wife was pregnant with our fourth child. She delivered the fourth child during the COVID lockdowns, you know, during the fake COVID crisis, right? And during that time, my family was very stressed out. The market's started going up in 2021, and I had a choice to make, right? Is that I can leave the money in the market and let the market go up even higher, right? And make more money, or I can take out $1 million and buy us a home, a bigger home, so that I can accommodate all the people in my family and improve the quality of our life. Now that decision that I made to take out $1 million to go buy a condo in downtown Bangkok to have more living space to improve the quality of my family life, okay? That decision cost me $1 million at the time. If I had left that money in the markets, it would have grown to like $5, $6, $7, $8 million. Okay. Now I can look back and say that I lost money on the opportunity cost, but I did not care. I did not care because having a bigger living space was more important to me to improve the quality of my life, and I did not care about leaving that money in the markets. So when I decided, okay, I don't know how long this bullshit, this fake COVID lockdown crisis, you know, is gonna last. All I know is that I need to improve the quality of my life here because I'm stuck here in Thailand and I can't go anywhere. So I just pulled out $1 million and went and bought the condo, okay? And I don't regret it. I look back, and it's probably one of the best decisions I made to improve the quality of my life and my family during the fake bullshit COVID crisis, okay? The fake pandemic, okay? So that's what the third category of people is that I recommend that you really evaluate what can improve the quality of your life. And if the market gives you an opportunity when Bitcoin is at 75,000 or 100 or 150,000 or 200,000 or a million, it really does not matter what the price of Bitcoin is. What matters is that is the market giving you an opportunity to make a change in your life. That is the most important thing to consider when you're taking profits. Yes, there are like 15 market sell signals that we teach in the Taifu investing system, right? To teach our students that and how to score these signals and how to add them up and know when to take profits. Yes, we do teach that in the Typhoon investing system, but even the market signals that we teach are not as important as you knowing the amount of money that you need to make a change in your life. Now, I also want to say this, because the cultures are different in the Western cultures versus the Asian cultures. The Western culture is a macho culture. The Asian culture is a saving face culture. So in the Western cultures, the macho culture, it's very common for people to make enough money to retire, and they just retire. They quit their job and retire. I see that often in America and Canada. However, in Asia, because it's a saving face culture, the more money you have, the more face that you have, right? So because of that, it's extremely, extremely difficult for an Asian person to calculate how much money they need to retire, right? When I come back to Vietnam and Thailand at 44 years old and I said I'm retired already, everybody looks at me stupid and everybody looks at me crazy, like, how can you be retired already? You're only 44 years old. Why are you retiring so young, right? And they cannot conceive of the idea that I have made enough money, right? And I've made enough investments to where I can live comfortably on a $10,000 a month income, and that's all I need. Like, I don't need more money than that, right? When I make more money than that, I usually go and try to do things for society and help out the country to make it better, right? I don't even go spend it, right? The most expensive things that I spend in my life right now on a monthly basis, the number one cost in my life right now is probably food. Food is probably, for me, just for me alone, not my whole family, but just for me alone, is probably food, right? So that, I eat a lot of beef steaks, and I eat a lot of international food, like Indian food, Arabic food, and Mediterranean food. I eat a lot of stuff that are not common in Vietnam. So when I go to those restaurants, I pay like 3-4 times more than the cost of regular Vietnamese food. And I'm okay with that because that's like my biggest expense. I probably, in Vietnam right now, I probably spend like, probably on average, probably about $30-$40 a day on food, on average, okay? And that would be the equivalent of spending like $300-$400 a day on food in the U.S., okay? So I do that just because I just want to eat quality foods, okay? Now, the second biggest expense that I have, that I spend on a monthly basis, is electricity for the air conditioner. Other than that, other than the food and the air conditioning expenses, I don't know what else I spend money on that is a lot of money on a monthly basis. Okay, my bills each month, right? Now, the Zen Palace construction, I've been working on that for the last 6 years, since 2018. So that's not, that's a one-time fixed cost, and after it's done, then I have ongoing monthly electricity expenses, and that's probably going to be my biggest expense every month, right? So I'm telling you guys that not to be fooled by what you see on the media, online and on TV and in magazines and in the movies and stuff about these people living these luxurious lives. Most of it are all fake. Most of it are all fake, okay? Most of it is all fake, okay? I spent, it's almost the end of 2024. Matter of fact, it's not even most, all of 2024, right? I've been busy building my Zen Palace, and my whole family has been living in a 4- and 5-star hotel during the entire time that I'm building the Zen Palace. You guys don't see me go online and brag about it or do anything, like, oh, look at me, I'm at the, 5-star hotel or resort or some stupid shit, right? Because that is all fake. That is all fake. The reason why I say it's all fake, even though I've been living in it for a year, is because that's not how the reality of how the people live, all right? As soon as I finish building my home, I'm gonna move my whole family outside the hotel and into the Zen Palace. Okay? So do not be fooled, do not be tricked by all these fake ass idiots online that's telling you that they're living this luxurious life and that you need a ton of money. You do not need a ton of money to live a very good life with your family. Okay? And also, I also want to share with you guys that there is a limit, okay? In economics, there's a term called the marginal utility of money. The reason why my living expenses are around $10,000 a month and it cannot go much higher is because there's nothing else for me to do. Like, I'm already eating at the most expensive steak restaurants in the beach city of Da Nang. I'm already eating the most expensive Indian food here. I'm already eating the most expensive Mexican food here. I'm already eating the most expensive Mediterranean food here. I'm already eating the most expensive Italian food here. Okay? I don't need, there's nothing else for me to spend. Most of the time you guys see me in some shorts and a t-shirt. Most of the time I'm wearing steel toe shoes so that when I go on the construction site, I don't step on nails and get my toes crushed, right? And I'm probably the only guy in Vietnam right now that is building the biggest home and the biggest mega mansion and the biggest palace in the entire city of 1.3, 1.4 million people, and I do not own a car. Okay, I do not own an iPhone. I have a Samsung phone, right? And I do not even own a car. Okay. The reason why is because I am focusing on optimizing for a quality of life. At the moment, I currently do not own a car because the cost of a Uber, or the cost in Vietnam is called Grab. It's not called Uber. Okay. The average cost of a ride share is so cheap that I usually tip every one of them, and I don't care about owning a car, okay? Because I have a driver driving me around wherever I go, okay? So I'm making this video, guys. I'm taking time out from the Zen Palace construction to make this video to remind you guys of these three category of people. Is watch your taxes. If you're in the first category, watch your taxes and make sure that you take profits. Even if you don't have enough money to retire, take profits so you have a bigger ammo bucket for the next bear market so you can buy more. And if you're in the second category where you did not take profits in the previous cycle, make sure you take enough profits this time either to change your life or to have more money in the ammo bucket for the next bear market. And then this group of people, this category of people who did take profits in a previous bull market and it changed your life, start focusing and evaluating on what the obstacles or the things that are preventing you from improving the quality of your life, and make sure that if you have the market gives you an opportunity to resolve these issues, then take out that money and go improve the quality of your life. Stop listening to these fake ass idiots online and stop trying to live a luxury life that is not real, and then it delays you from having a better quality of life in your family. All right? Thanks for watching this video, guys. Make sure you follow me on Twitter if you want to hear more real world information and experience about how to grow your portfolio into a 7, 8, 9-figure portfolio. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys in a future video. Thank you.